everybody, it's Karen Hutton, and I'm live on location. Why am I on location? Well, it's because of him, Justin Majeczky. We're doing a little something new to mix this up, and I'm going to let him sit here while I talk about him, and we're going to let everybody start to kind of come in, and let's see who else coming. So as you come in, tell us where you're hailing from today, because I love that part. I love seeing where people are from. So I'm kind of leaning forward because we got this, vertical orientation thing with lives, which we don't necessarily love that much. So it's this kind of like bizarre thing, because usually when we have multiple people on lives, they're calling in, we all have our own boxes, but we're putting it together.
That's right.
Right. So what I want to tell you, even as we're letting people come in, so I'm right now in Truckee, California, and so Justin, since it's going to be kind of an action-packed hour, I'm going to just jump right in.
Yeah.
I know Justin because he's been my videographer for 5 years?
Something like that.
5 or 6 years?
Yeah.
With Fujifilm, because almost every Fujifilm film that I've made, with different cameras and gear and stuff like that, we shot in the area, and Justin, was my videographer. So that's part of why we're here, but not really. So hold that thought over here. Now, y'all know, those of you who've been, hold it, thank you. You're so helpful. So those of you who've been kind of following these lives for a while know, and then those of you who are new or about to know, that I do these Friday lives aimed at photographers, but from a little different angle. From the angle of inspiration, of kind of taking your sport, your art to a new level, new ways of thinking about things. And I don't know, it's just been kind of fun to invite friends along and talk to them about similar topics that I yap about all the time. So you may know I did a whole episode on purpose, right? So Justin and I, because I think purpose is a huge factor in photography and making it, your work signature, in finding your artistic voice and making your work stand out from the crowd. It's really a quantum thing. The whole, light particle, energy particle thing is completely affected by emotion, by expectation, thought, feeling. I'm talking about this a lot, pretty much everywhere. So when you consider purpose, it really informs your work. That's why it's an important ongoing discussion. And I have always said, when you do it in your photography, it's good to have a place to learn that, practice it, watch the results of it, because it will spill over into your life and affect how you make decisions in your life. All fingers point back to the Majeczky here. So over the years, as we've done he's the most incredible videographer, cinematographer. I mean, he's incredible, right? So I'm totally spoiled. And always sad when I can't work with him on projects. But over the years, as we were out shooting, we would talk about stuff. We would talk about, like, what do we really want with our life? What do we feel like our purpose is? What are our dreams and all that good stuff? And this has been an ongoing conversation. So I don't know whether to tell this next part or whether to let him do it, but we're in a gallery, I'll tell you that much right now, and I'll show you the gallery, even though it's not completely all set up yet. I'll show you what the dream is as it's literally coming true. So I'm going to jump into that in a second. I'm just saying hello, aloha to everyone. Where are all you coming from?
Yeah, where are you guys?
Yeah, where are you? Where are you guys?
Where are you?
Physically in the world. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I tell you what. Yes, that spirit is alive today and here and coming to you. And I'm not being facetious. I'm just multitasking. I'm not being facetious at all, because I really believe this. But what I was going to say was, let us know where you're coming from.
There's Chase, my brother.
Also, let me know if there's any audio. I usually am on earbuds, but with two of us, it's just better to do it on speaker. So, Brazil! Hey, Brazil!
That's
Ooh,
awesome.
I wish I knew how to Brazilian dance. It kind of makes me want to.
Kind of wish I was in Brazil right now.
I know.
That'd be nice.
Okay, I just went there. I'm back now. So Brazil, India. Hello, India. India. Okay,
was
what?
awesome.
I know. Gettysburg. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's my brother.
I love how it reads on my screen right here. It reads, Praise the Lord, Gettysburg, Brazil, India. Yes. It's a global love fest. I just love it. Where are some of the others of you? Some of the others of you from something like
Sure.
that? Yeah, that'll work.
That
We'll
works.
go with that. So let us know. We love this part. This is my favorite part, knowing where everybody's from. Okay. So now with that set up, do you want to pick it up and talk
Sure.
about your story? Okay, I'm going to let him pick it up, and then I'll be like interjecting because we're going to have a whole conversation. But you got to know this is an amazing moment. I wanted to do this here in the space with him at this moment because it's so incredible, the story he's going to share with you. I just think it's phenomenal.
I have a lot to live up to now.
I know, right? No big setup there at all.
Yeah, my name's Justin Majeczky, and I've known Karen for, 5 years now.
Yeah.
We've worked together on all kinds of fun projects.
Yeah.
Traveled around and spent nights out under the stars together, and
That sounds weird.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It wasn't really weird, but it
was
sounds
fine.
weird. Yeah, it was fine.
It was fine.
It was totally good.
Yeah, it was stars.
Okay.
It was romantic. Whatever.
Anyway,
Anyways,
moving on.
uh,
That was fun.
we were hanging out. Anyways, so we shot a bunch of stuff together, and had a lot of great conversations together, and just enjoy spending time together. I think is that accurate? Would you agree?
Yeah. And creative time.
Creative time.
Really digging into telling stories, creative time, waiting for light, just setting up the shot, just really having to work together in creating this vision in a whole different way than photography. So it was really wonderful. By the way, producer Steph is in the house.
Ooh.
Producer Steph, this is her right there.
Hi, producer Steph.
Producer Steph is in the house. Say hi to producer Steph. Okay.
So, anyways, we worked together on several Fujifilm projects, and it was really cool to see her kind of do her thing, and I was doing my thing, filming her, putting her in the right light, and we kind of hit it off, became friends.
Yeah.
And
because with the storytelling part, because I would be in front of the camera going, great, I'm in front of the camera again. So, he was always like, why don't you talk about this? And I'm like, oh, great idea. So it was a real collaboration.
You don't always have all the ideas, and I'm a big fan of we can build a lot more together than separate.
Yep.
And that's kind of leads into this project here. So Abe Blair, myself, and Douglas DeVore partnered up together, and we are opening a gallery in downtown Truckee, in the historic part of downtown Truckee, and even one step further than that, we're actually taking over the Carmel Gallery.
Which is a phenomenal gallery, world-renowned. It's been famous for 20 years.
Elizabeth and Olaf are just legends.
Oh my God, they're incredible.
They had one here, they had one in, I believe, in Calistoga. They've had galleries all over. Really talented photographers, and great mentors. They're going to be our mentors as well. So Elizabeth isn't totally retiring. She's going to be open by appointment only in the small building behind this building. But she has blessed us with this space. So we're taking over, and I'm really excited to kind of see our artwork thrive in a way that is hard to do just online. So having an actual footprint, an actual place, a brick and mortar store adds some credence, I think, to, and some just some overall legitimacy to the work.
Well, I mean, it's legitimate online too. It's just a different thing. So I do want to jump into that, but I also want to don't want to lose the thread of the dream, because one of the things we talked about, you and I, was how much he's an incredible videographer. He loves it, right? And I talk to people all the time. I talk to people all the time who are like, well, what do I do with my photography? Should I sell it online? Should I try to get in a gallery? This, that, and the other thing. And there are a lot of things to say about both. So this is a great opportunity to share some of that. And so what Justin had shared, over the years was, I love being a videographer, but I really love photography. And he makes big prints, and he's been selling them in other galleries, but the dream has always been
to open our own gallery. I mean, Abe and myself are backcountry partners, so we go out together to shoot landscape photography from all kinds of mountaintops around the area. And I can't tell you how many evenings we spent on mountaintops together saying, wouldn't it be great if we just had a gallery? We could really do what
Which
we
also
do.
sounds weird. But there's a lot of things we're going to say that sound
okay.
weird. We've spent mountaintop.
We talked about this for years. We've been we've been partners for, I don't know, 6-7 years now, and finally the opportunity came up, and we just pounced on it. So now it's going to become this really cool thing together. Like, we are collaborating and creating this space, and we really want to open up the space to other artists and education. We want to teach people. But yeah, so to go back to what you were saying was, my history briefly was I started in video production, and I gained a love for photography. I just loved photography, but video production was my job. Started a company, did really well, probably too well, to the point where it became very overwhelming.
Yeah.
We had a lot of staff, and it was a big burden, and I just always missed the creative process of creating photography. And for me, it was never a job to go out and shoot photos. It was just always something I wanted to do just because I wanted to go do it. And that was good enough for me until I kind of became a little more burnt out in the video production. And I was telling Karen this analogy earlier, like, I love video production, but I also love cake.
Yeah.
And if I eat cake every day, all day, I'm gonna not like cake anymore.
Yeah, and you might throw up.
And you might throw up.
That's bad.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm ready to move on and try something different, but I'm still gonna do video production, but just at a smaller capacity. And going to be running this gallery, so it's really exciting to be with 2 other people. That was the beauty of doing it that way, was that each of us can take 2 days a week, so you really only have to work 2 days a week or so.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time can be spent creating, because that was always the catch. Like, I'd love to open a gallery, but I don't want to be there 7 days a week running the gallery.
Right.
And I never get to create.
Abe did that for a while.
It's taxing.
It really is. It's like, you just can't do it.
So the partner thing just made total sense. And yeah, so that's where we are now.
Yeah. Aunt Pruitt is in the house. Aunt Pruitt is a good friend of mine.
Hi.
Love shooting video too, and you're really good at it. It's good to mix it up. But Justin was doing it, 12 hours a day or something?
Yeah, we were working 60 to 80 hours a week and just never felt like we could get it all done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A creative soul.
Yeah.
This is really great. You're moving a little closer. You're dangling off the edge of there. It's funny because I turn off all notifications. I turn off everything, and yet my phone still rings. I don't understand that. Do you? I don't get it. So here we are in the gallery. So Carmel Gallery, like I said before, is, you can look it up online. Super renowned. Elizabeth and Olaf are phenomenal. They're just icons in the industry. They really are. So the timing. So this is the beautiful thing about purpose, following your dreams, and not saying no, even if it seems crazy. Because if you love an idea, I always say, in fact, I just taught a webinar yesterday. I was talking about the importance of knowing what you love to see, what you need to see, and what you want to see in terms of shooting and what you love. Because what happens, the particle stream, right? It's the whole quantum particle stream thing. It's going to go and create, and so it's what you imbue it with. So you've had this dream for a long time, and it took a while. But when it happened, because you never let go of it, it's like, it's perfect timing, the perfect location. It's perfect everything.
Well, we knew with galleries, brick and mortar galleries, location is everything. Literally everything. You can have the best gallery in the world, and if it's somewhere that no one wants to go, you're not going to be successful.
Right.
And so we knew that downtown Truckee was the spot for us. And downtown Truckee is one of those places where, like, someone basically has to die for you to get a spot.
Yeah.
You're just never going to get a spot.
Never.
They just get swallowed up right away.
Yep.
So we were just patient. We had everything set in place to make it happen. And we noticed that this building was actually for sale. And we knew Elizabeth owned it, so we reached out to her. It's like, hey, are you selling? Are you interested in maybe leasing the space? Like, what's your, just trying to get a feel? And she's like, we would absolutely love to lease it to you guys.
I didn't hear that part. That's cool.
It was just like that. It was like all of a sudden, I was like, oh, okay, well, we're doing this. We're doing it.
That's so
it's real now. It was just like this idea, and eventually, it just manifested, and it's really exciting. Really exciting.
Really excited. I'm so excited. So I wanted to, at this phase, I want to come back and do it again after they've got it all set up. So like I say, at the end, I'll walk you through the gallery. It's still set up with the Carmel's work and stuff, but you can join us and start to kind of envision the whole transition and what this place is really all about. It's really cool. So, by the way, I didn't say this in the beginning. This is a Q&A. So we're kind of like, explaining the whole context and why we're doing this and the topic we want to talk about and stuff. But if you have questions along the way, pop them in there, and we'll either answer them at the moment or shortly. So Q&A all the way. Ask us anything about photography, about galleries, printing, whatever.
So you wanted to talk about purpose, right?
I did, and I am. This is part of it. So purpose. Thank you for the toss. Well, I wasn't gonna. Gotta go. Good luck to your brother.
Good luck, brother.
I love that. Good luck to you. Have a fantastic weekend. So, what do you think of purpose? When you think about purpose and your work, where does that take you?
I think purpose is not an ordained thing. I don't think you're like born with purpose to do one certain thing. I think it's more of developed. I think you create the purpose in your life. And to me, that means a lot. That you are the custodian of your life. You get to make these life choices. You're not like maybe like a puppet on a string kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, purpose constantly changes from day to day, from year to year. I've changed quite a bit from who I was 5 years ago.
I know, really, it's amazing.
So it's like this moving target, and I don't know if you ever really will hit the target, but you can go down that path.
Yeah.
And
do you feel like this is all part of, how do I want to say it? Do you feel like it's part of a greater purpose? Like, do you feel like what you're doing and how you're doing it and the stories that you shared both through your images but also through your life and your experiences, do you think that leaves a bigger footprint for others in some way?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'd be open to that idea. I don't know.
Would that be good? Would you like that?
Sure. Yeah.
What would that mean to you?
It feels good, obviously, to give back to other people, and that's one of the things in the gallery that I really want to make happen, is through education and hosting other artists at some point in the future to give back to others. Because
Mm-hmm.
I believe you do the best work when you collaborate with others.
Mm-hmm.
You could open a gallery by yourself, but it wouldn't be as good.
Mm-mm.
You could start a production company by yourself, wouldn't be as good.
Nope.
It's all about collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about creating together. And so yeah, I truly embrace that.
Yeah, that's part of the, I love the kind of the gentle theme of purpose kind of driving my Friday series without getting too crazy about it. But it is a lot more I like to introduce an idea and delve into it and then bring people in to expand the conversation, mm-hmm. because it changes the perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really important, especially right now it's always important, let's face it, to think about purpose and what you want your life to count for and engage in that.
Hi, Vanessa. That's my friend. She's awesome.
That's great. Okay, so I had another question. I gotta take a sip.
Yeah, take a sip of water.
It's very dry. We've got a lot of smoke in the air and a lot of wildfires.
Although today's not so bad.
Mm-mm.
I can see the mountains, so that's good.
Well, it's worse up here than it is down below.
Yeah.
I will say that. So those of you who are just coming in, I'm here with my friend Justin Majeczky, who is opening a gallery in Truckee, California, my favorite place in the world. And we've been talking about it, and I'm actually going to take you around after a bit, and Justin's going to talk about, kind of like what their vision is. And then when they open, we're going to do this again and show you the completed picture.
We can have the whole crew.
Whole crew. We'll do one with the whole crew.
Abe and Doug. Abe's in Alaska chasing fish and bears.
He's a guide up there, right?
He guides fishing expeditions.
Yeah, you should look him up. Abe Blair. Abeblair.
Yeah.
And he's just at Abe Blair.
That's right.
Yeah, phenomenal. So, purpose and your photography, or whether it's purpose or whether it's intent and like the who you are as it expresses itself in your photography. You usually do big panos and big, that's kind of, in my mind anyway, sort of your trademark photographically. I don't know if that's how you see it. That's what I've observed. But how do you see it? Like, how do you, like, what is it you're thinking and feeling motivated by?
Yeah.
What is it you're embedding in your images?
So for me, it's all about pre-envisioning a shot, thinking about it before you actually go there and capture it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And that's to take nothing away from happening across a really great shot, because I do that too. But what gets me excited and what gets me the most riled up is when I think about a shot, a composition, and a certain like star alignment with the moon setting or whatever, and then you go there and you spend all that time thinking about it and get it all right on the app, and you're like, okay, I think it's going to happen tonight. The weather's just right. And you go there and it happens, and it's like, yes, like that makes me the most excited. That's mainly what I'm looking for. But then I guess when it comes compositionally, I would rather walk away from a shoot with one good photo than 10 okay ones.
Yep.
One really good one that I'm excited about. And if you can do that 10 times a year, you got 10 amazing photos a year.
And you can promote them and put them in galleries and do all kinds of things and have a great library. So that's I think that's a great, I was going to say tip. It's not exactly a tip, but I know a lot of people think that they have to shoot so many masterpieces. Well, masterpieces are called that because they're rare.
They take time.
They take time.
They take effort.
Yep.
Blood, sweat, tears.
Exactly. Tears, especially tears.
Lots
in
of
my
tears.
case, lots of tears. Lots and lots.
But I guess, also compositionally, I'm always looking for one of two things. Either one, big unobstructed views to do big giant panoramas, or the second one is more compositionally focused, where you have certain things in your foreground that make patterns and shapes that lead to a mid-ground and then like an awesome sky. I kind of view it as like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast is the foreground, lunch is the mid-ground, maybe a mountaintop or something, and then sky is the dinner.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. But you can, the analogy here is that you can have, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you have breakfast, the rest doesn't matter so much. If you have a really strong foreground, the rest doesn't matter as much. But to have a complete meal for the day, a complete system, you gotta have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you have a really strong foreground, a really strong mid-ground, and an epic light in the sky, that's a full course meal right there. That's what I'm looking for. And sometimes those conditions don't always work out. Even if you have the breakfast and lunch, I'm looking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If it's not breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm not gonna print it. I'm not gonna put it on the wall. And then there's the technical end of capturing it correctly. I think if you take the time to capture an image correctly, that's when you can make big 40 by 60s and larger, look good when you put your nose to it. That, to me, that's the true measure of a print. Sure, anything looks good if you step back 5 feet, but if you get close enough, put your nose up to it, you can still see those fine details.
Yeah.
That's the thing that gets me excited.
That's cool. You're a technician. He's a real technician. You also teach workshops.
I do, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of workshops here at the gallery. Full courses. We'll have upstairs rooms where you can learn and all kinds of stuff. And Vanessa, you look a tad underfed. She's one of my workshop clients, friends.
He's svelte. We call him svelte. He's very svelte. Yeah, love that. That's really cool. What is it you love about this area so much that makes you want to shoot here? Like, you're known as a Tahoe photographer.
Well,
so what is it about that? I mean, you shoot other places too, but you're known as a Tahoe photographer.
I'm really drawn to the Tahoe area for one or another reason I don't fully understand myself. But I moved here 10 years ago, and when I drove 3 days across the country by myself, tired. The last day was a 16-hour drive, and I chose to go up Mount Rose Highway, and it was right at sunset, and I happened to pull off at the overlook of Mount Rose, and it was just like one of those epic Tahoe sunsets. And I moved from the East Coast. I had never seen anything like this. It was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Instantly fell in love.
Yeah.
And that's what just started, like, I couldn't help myself after that. It's like, I have to capture this and show other people this beauty. And, how can I do that? And a lot of learning took place. And so I feel just called to shoot Tahoe. I literally can't help it. And I have so many ideas still that I need to capture. I feel like I could shoot here for a lifetime and not shoot at all.
So that ties back to that whole thing I always talk about. I always have to turn everything into a lesson. Sorry, it's just who I am. But this whole thing about what you love and like what it does. You just said the magic thing was what did you say? I can't
help myself.
Can't help myself. When you find that thing, when you hit upon that way of shooting or that subject or whatever, you're onto something. I always say follow the awe. follow that sense of, okay, that's what you described as seeing, you know, on the overlook. And the overlook is really impressive. I have to admit, I love stopping there just to look, because it's quite an overlook. But that thing, you know, that too embeds itself into your images. This all stems out of, for those of you who are just coming in, out of a conversation that, I mean, it really came about when I started teaching photography, which I had no intention of doing, by the way, some years ago, many years ago. I was just going to do photography for myself because I taught everything I ever did in my life, which was figure skating and horseback riding and speaking and singing and, you know, you name it, everything I've ever done, I also taught on a, you know, really high professional level. So I was like, okay, enough. I'm just going to do photography for me. And then people started asking me, how do you do what you do? How are you doing that thing? And I'm like, what thing? It's just me. Yeah, but that thing, what sliders are you using? And I'm like, it's not about sliders. It's about, you know, who you are and embedding that. And they're like, yeah, but what are the sliders? nobody got that.
What are your settings?
Yeah, what are your settings?
What are your settings?
Like, if I could give you my settings.
I need your GPS coordinates, Karen.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. Just go and look at the yellow feet on the ground. Like, so that's what I love about what Justin does, because, you know, he'll actually get out and take his, not your skins, you don't call them skins. See, I use snowshoes. Split board. So he hikes up, split board, and then puts them together and snowboards down. They terrify me. Well, we've done that on some of our shoots. I'm like, I'll just take my snowshoes. And he's like, you're going to be slow. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Those things that you have on your feet scare me. So, and they camp out in the winter, and they're crazy. Him and Abe, crazy.
Sleeping on the snow.
They're also young men. Young bucks. You gotta be. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about selling art online versus in person in a gallery. Well, okay. Wait. There's three things, because there's selling online, there's selling with your stuff in someone else's gallery, and then there's owning your own gallery.
Yeah.
They're all good. Mm-hmm. But they're all different. And people have really strong opinions about one or the other in a lot of different ways. He and I understand the value of each of them. But it really, Doug, don't you think it really boils down to what you desire most, what you love? Mm-hmm. And this whole idea of owning your own business in a gallery doesn't terrify you. It actually excites you.
It's a little terrifying.
Well, okay. Exciting.
But that means you're on the edge of doing something really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've never opened a business and not been terrified.
So take a note and say, terror is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Not necessarily. It could be. You got to discern.
But you got to stick with math. You got to write it all down. If it doesn't check out, you should probably not do it.
Well, that's the business side.
Yeah,
those are the numbers.
Different. But
right.
Yeah, there's, so nowadays there's, like you mentioned, the 3 ways to sell art.
Right.
And each one has their pluses and minuses.
So what are the pluses and minuses of owning your own gallery and doing what you're doing from where you sit now? Because, in 5 years, that'll be different. Yeah.
I think the first negative is if you do it by yourself, you have to run the gallery or staff the gallery. Both of those have complications.
Mm-hmm.
If you're running the gallery constantly, you can't be capturing art,
right,
and producing,
right,
which is what you really want to be doing, right? Like that's what we all want to be doing,
right.
I will say though, the major benefit is when I started the production company with my friend Matt, it was just as soon as we had a brick and mortar place, there was just this sense of legitimacy all of a sudden.
Right.
People wanted to work with us because we had a storefront and whatever that, I don't know why, but that's true. And then also, it's going to be great because you can interact with people. You can see people's reactions to the art.
Yep.
It's fun to talk about art.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to talk about your work, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And see people get excited about it. Like, those are the real things for me. Like, when people want to say nice things.
Right.
Want to license your work or buy it and put it over top of their couch. Like, that's the real stuff for me. Like, that feels really good.
It's like the fulfillment of that whole creative arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole accomplishment.
I don't really ever I've never entered a photo contest, and because it doesn't feel real to me. Like it's like I don't really care if some group of people thinks that my work is deserving of a prize. Like that's not real. Like what's real to me is someone seeing the work, they want to buy it, they want to put it in their house, they say nice things. Like that's the real thing. Like the rest is honors.
So then to you, so that's the owning the gallery, and of course you've already owned your own video production business, so you already know about running a business and employees and things like that. And You've learned a lot. Abe has too, because he owned a gallery on his own.
He did. Yeah.
So there's a lot of experience brought to bear before they're even stepping into it, right?
Yeah.
So then what about like, okay, then there's the model of having your art in a gallery, pluses and minuses.
Yeah, so obviously the big plus is you don't have to be there every day.
Yeah.
The situation we were in, we didn't also have to worry about printing costs or anything like that. That was all taken care of for us. So essentially, you would just get a check every month, which is great. But
the division, you didn't get all the money you got, was a split, right?
It'd be a split, yeah. It just depends
Typical
where you
split.
go. 50-50, 30-70. It just really depends.
Right.
But I would say one of the negatives is that you can't be there to represent your art.
Right.
And that's fun.
That's huge.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
You are the artist. Like,
Right.
you should be there to talk about your stuff. But
Right.
there's some other stuff too, political stuff we don't have to get into. But yeah, like, there's pluses and minuses to it.
Right, of course. There always are.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then on selling online, which can be by itself. It can be part of. It can be a mix. Like,
so I'm seeing the online sales being a part of our overall business plan. So we're gonna have brick and mortar plus the website. But there are people that I know that make very good livings selling their art just online.
Right.
And they do phenomenal, you know. And there's great benefits to that. Like, you don't have the cost of a brick and mortar place. You don't have to staff the place all the time. However, you do have to get traffic to your site. That in itself, you can have a really great site, but if no one goes to it, doesn't matter.
Right.
Getting people there is the whole key.
How important do you think a website and online sales will be to bringing people in here, given that this particular location in Truckee, California, has a huge influx from the Bay Area and other parts of the world? It is a destination market, and also a huge ski resort town.
Yeah.
So how important do you think the online portion will be to your success?
I think it's going to be a very important part of it. Not because we're going to be getting all these random sales from all over the place. Mostly because always happens, people will come into the gallery and say, oh, I love that image. I just don't know what size I need for over top of my couch. I don't know how big my wall is. And you're like, well, okay, well, go home, measure your wall, and when you come back next year, buy it.
That's not a sale.
That's not a sale. Maybe you will be, but probably not.
Yeah.
Better option is to say, oh, okay, well, why don't you go home? You can get on our website. Here's a 10% off coupon. And our website will have this little AR function where you can actually see it over top of your couch and motivate a sale that way.
Right.
So it's not only about having great art and having a storefront. It's like also learning to become a salesman.
Yeah. And having the tools on your website to be able to sell, like reduce the friction, as they say.
Yeah.
How important do you think? Like the other component I hear about that I know about is marketing. Like, how important is that? And like, I know we're getting into all the business of it, but people ask me this. It's really important, and people are just mystified sometimes by this whole, gallery and how it's done and so on and so forth, business. And so I thought, since we had him here and he's done this, we would pick his brain. So what about marketing?
So my background is in marketing. All the video production and stuff I've done in the past, commercial work,
I didn't know that.
Is essentially marketing, in a nutshell.
Well, I guess, from that perspective, that's true.
And I like marketing. So I view that as my main task, as part of what I give to the gallery. And it's going to be a big deal. How you're perceived within the community, how your image looks, how your logo looks, how your website looks and functions, how your social media presence is portrayed and received, and how you're motivating. A big thing is an email list. If you're a starting photographer, get an email list. Start an email list. Start right now. Go.
Yeah, go. Get it going on.
Because it's super important.
And it takes a while.
It takes a long time.
Yeah. So start now.
And you just build it one at a time. And
get your mother on there. Get your brother on there. It doesn't matter.
Whoever. Your dog.
Get your dog. Yeah. Big paw print. Okay. Carry on.
But that gives you an outlet, so you can do email blasts every month. Hey, here's a sale on this, and this. Here's our upcoming workshops. Here's our this, and it's just staying in front of people and staying in their line of sight, and that's essentially what social media is as well. It's
Right.
just like, you don't have to like produce the best content all the time. It's just more about like consistency,
Right.
staying in their point of view.
So you said this is I'm noticing this amongst my friends that I bring into this Friday series that I'm doing. They're all new. They haven't done live. They haven't done Instagram Live.
Yeah.
What is the deal? Are you going to be doing more Instagram Live? I think you should.
I definitely will. When we have the gallery, walk around in the morning with the Instagram Live video. Here's
Nice.
this print we just got in, blah,
Nice.
blah, blah. I haven't had much motivation on my own to do it, but that doesn't mean it's not useful. I think it's extremely useful, mostly because every one of your friends gets that little notification. Karen, nothing is live.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want to get in front of people.
Yeah.
And not only get in front of them, but offer something that is of value. So Karen likes to offer insight and inspiration and whatever else. You have to give people value.
Yeah, that part that goes into the art. I mean, I offer art too, and also education. But I kind of want to inspire through all of it. Mm-hmm. So why not show up and offer things of inspiration? Whatever it is that is your sort of driving force. I think it's important to know what you love and talk about that.
100%.
So, what was my other question? I was just thinking of it right before you said that. It was, it just escaped me entirely. I'm kind of distracted because this gallery is so gorgeous, and I do want to do a little walkabout. Do any of you have video is the way to go? This is producer Steph, and she's so right. Best way to connect with us, your audience. It's all about video. It's been about video for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's like even Instagram is saying video is it.
I remember about 10 years ago, a little bit longer than that. I reached out to a bunch of tourism bureaus and stuff in the area, like, you guys should do video. And it was like pretty early for that stuff on social media. Like, you guys need to get in front of everyone's face, and everyone was like, no. Now look,
I know.
If you're not doing video, you're left out.
TikTok, Instagram, Live, whatever. I did, in 2014, I did a series called The Chat, interviewing people, kind of like this. Only we got to have, better with two people to have this kind of orientation. But anyway, it was a huge way of getting known and sharing information and so on and so forth. But I did that in 2014, and I did all the lighting and the audio and the editing and the shoot all myself. It got to be a bit much, but it was sure fun. It's still online too. So I don't know. You want to take a walkabout?
We can take a walkabout.
Okay. So I purposely set us up here, but with in front of the fireplace that isn't running because it's technically still summer. But I didn't want to distract with all the art because so. Once again, we're in the Carmel Gallery. It's called that. So what is your new gallery going to be called?
Oh, we never even mentioned that, did we?
No, I know. How crazy is that? So the moving forward as of
September 1st.
As of September 1st, 2021, the Carmel Gallery will be they'll be by appointment only, and you'll reach them a different way. The gallery here, the actual storefront, will be called
the Alpenglow Gallery. Something that Abe and I spent a lot of time chasing Alpenglow. That's why we like to get to the top of the mountains, where the light is a little oranger and pinker. And
it's
nice.
Beautiful. Alpenglow is just incredible.
And to be in it, to be there. Like, it's nice. It's one thing to be down below looking at it up top.
Yeah.
But to be immersed in it, it's very ethereal. I love it. So it was just a logical name for the business.
I love it. I think it's perfect. And I like your logo, too. It's orange. Stands out. I like that.
Yeah.
So the transition is happening now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the phone off the stand that it's on. This is so weird with the vertical. I wish it was horizontal, but never mind. I'm done bitching. For now, don't count on that always being the case.
So the Carmels are trying to move a lot. They've been doing sales every weekend to get some of the work out of here because the gallery is 2,300 square feet.
Big.
So it's big.
Big space.
They have a lot of work. They've been here for 15 years, so they have a lot of stuff to move. And currently, right now, they've been in the midst of like the sale. So there's kind of stuff all over the place, but it should allow you to at least get a sense of.
Yeah. Well, you can see what it was and everything. Because remember, I'm going to come back and do this again after it's open for real. We'll have everybody, and I don't know if I'll do it on opening day, but probably when it's a little quieter. But although I may come to the opening and do video.
You should.
Some little handheld video, but I think the audio will be better if we have it to ourselves. So, okay, so I'm going to do that so he can talk you through the vision of it, and then we'll fulfill it later. So, here we go. Hopefully I don't drop the phone. So the phone's on it. Can I what?
Can you rotate the camera?
I can.
Perfect.
Yep.
Should you grab the battery?
I'm going to grab the battery. So you see, this is our little set. It's very fancy. There's Justin with his... Okay, so we have been sitting here at the fireplace, above the fireplace. So there's all this work. And this is all going. This is all the Carmel's work, and it will all be out of here. But this is the space. So I'm going to follow you, and you're going to talk loud so everybody can hear.
Do you want to start out front?
Oh, that's an idea. I hope the Wi-Fi holds. I think it will. It should. So this is Truckee, California. By the way,
Yeah, downtown Truckee.
hey, see that banner up there? That's mine.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm on all the banners. Truckee, visit Truckee Tahoe.
That's so cool.
I'm all over that website.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we'll probably be doing something like this from Cedar House Sport Hotel because my work is there. But this is all about Justin today. I hope the wind isn't gonna... So here's the existing sign, Carmel Gallery.
Yeah.
Super famous. And this is Justin Majeczky who's taking it over with his two partners.
Soon enough, that'll say Alpenglow Gallery.
Yep.
Put our logo all over it. Take everything off the front.
It's a big space. It's
Beautiful
all that.
space.
It's all that. Right all the way down to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's 2 floors.
And it's 2 floors. We're going to go upstairs too. Okay, so you come in the front door.
So once we kind of take over, I think the plan is to get a lot of the stuff that's sitting on the floor out. So a lot of these racks and stuff we're going to move out, the tables out. We're going to really open the space. I'm a big fan of open breathing room and let the art kind of speak for itself on the wall.
Yeah, Lori Novak says I need to come see it in person. This is a friend of mine, and yes, you so do.
Yeah,
we need to like come and have a big glass of bubbly here with Justin.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the plan. There's 2 doors, which I love, and I can't wait for summer days to open those suckers up and just let the breeze roll in.
Yeah. Oh my! When it's
so
not
nice.
smoke season.
Yeah. Nice
So
and
one of
inviting.
my followers in Scotland says we can have our wine and cheese all over the world on opening night.
I love it.
Wouldn't that be
That's
cool?
great. We should do like an
I think we should do
Instagram
that.
live opening.
Okay, maybe we will. It might be noisy, but what the heck?
Yeah.
Instagram's kind of sweaty anyway.
Yeah.
So this.
So, we've already ordered all the prints for this. We're gonna do a gigantic Milky Way print here.
Oh,
There's gonna be a
whose Milky Way print?
one of Doug's. It's actually really
Oh,
gorgeous.
really?
Yeah, you'll see. It's awesome.
Oh my god.
And then one of Abe's bestsellers, Secret Cove Sunset. There's going to be 120-inch.
I love that one.
Wow.
Wow.
Metal.
Wow.
Beautiful. 120 inches by 40.
Hey.
Suck that whole wall up.
This is a moment to ask, who are you using for printing? This is a really good conversation
Yeah.
because a lot of photographers I know are like, I print all my own work, and they take great pride in that. And I'm like, well, while you're in there learning how to print, you're not out there creating.
Point. Yes. So from inception of the gallery, we did not want to do printing ourselves. I'm not a professional printer. I'm sure I could figure it out. I'm a decently technical person, but I don't want to spend my time doing that. I want to spend my time meeting people, talking about art, creating art, and teaching art. I don't want to print. And it's just one of those things. If you need to do that, you need a space to print it, to package everything. You need to ship it. If it shows up and it's dented, you have to chase down the shipping company. It's just no thank you.
A nightmare. Yep.
No thank you. So we're going to use Bay Photo Lab as our main printer for our canvas and metal prints. And then we're going to use a lab down out of Vegas, and they're called Nevada Fine Art Printers. Robert Parks, amazing guy. He's been doing it for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Just
make sure you speak up. Just make sure everybody can hear it, because that's important.
They print on a really cool medium called Lumichrome, which is a photo paper, and it's got like a metal halide in it. So it's really like silvery and like sheeny, and it reacts to light hitting it. So it's this really beautiful material. I'm really excited to do a few of those. So, but for opening night, the plan is to fill all this down here, and maybe a few upstairs. We're going to kind of ease our way into the upstairs because it's just quite a large.
It's overwhelming
cost to get all the prints made.
Yeah.
But we'll have kind of the same thing she's got going here. She's got stuff from all over the world. Love Elizabeth's art, but We're going to have small flip-throughs that people can buy at affordable prices, little knickknacks, maybe some like mugs and postcards.
Some merch.
Calendars, merch.
Nice.
Might do some shirts and some collaborative hats with some local businesses maybe.
Nice.
All kinds of fun things coming. So downstairs is, let's see, I think it's about 1,100 square feet or so.
Wow.
And same upstairs.
That's the size of my first house in Truckee.
Yeah.
The whole house.
I think this might be, as far as photo galleries are concerned, the biggest one in all of Truckee, Tahoe.
I think so.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier, and I think you're right. I can't think of anything that comes close, really.
As far as like a true photo gallery.
Yeah.
So we probably won't have a lot of this stuff. Big walls. I'm going to bring a 40 by 60 barnwood frame giant print for this wall. We'll have a big print there. Some smaller stuff.
And like we said earlier, this is all, the Carmel Gallery. This is their, big changeover, going out of the big gallery space. This is all of their work.
Yeah.
And it will be leaving, but they'll still be accessible. You'll be able to find them.
Yeah.
By and order and so on and so forth. But
yeah, so Elizabeth, she'll still be open by appointment only.
yeah. So if you're ever in the Tahoe area after, September 1st or 15th or something, come to the Alpenglow.
Yeah.
It'll say Alpenglow Gallery. Anyway, we're not done because this is...
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. There's so much more. It's really cool.
Got all these giant walls down here. And what's beautiful about it is there's not much for us to really have to swap out because it's already a gallery.
Yeah.
So
And the paint is in really good shape. The whole place is in incredible shape. I love these stairs and I love this.
Yeah, this is all custom.
Yeah. It's incredible. What a space. I'm like, I couldn't be more excited if it was me. I am not kidding you. I'm so excited for you.
I'm so excited. Thank
It's
you, Karen.
ridiculous. I just am so thrilled and it's like you're my son and I'm just so excited. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, so now we're upstairs. Okay, so that was just downstairs. Check this out. But wait, there's more.
So yeah, we've got all these zigzag walls we can put prints on.
Thank you, Lori. All right, let's see if we come back. Holding on. All right. Keep talking to me, people. Tell me if I'm coming back. Is the connection coming back?
Might have to get closer to
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Connection. All right, somebody talk to me. Is it better yet? Is it better now? Hopefully, there, I got all my bars back. And there's the phone. You'll be hearing that a lot.
I think that guy's calling.
Oh. You want to talk to him?
Yeah,
it's
we're not
working
open
now.
yet.
So Justin has to. You're good now. It was in and out. Okay, it was the upstairs issue. So the thing is, people are wanting to come in the gallery. See, it's closed right now, and people still want to come in the gallery. It's pretty awesome. So okay, well this is better. That's good. So what I was going to say is, everything's in between, including the Wi-Fi. So I'm actually connected to the business next door, whom actually is the hair salon where I get my hair cut. So I'm actually on her Wi-Fi right now because we can't be on this one yet. But they'll have strong Wi-Fi on opening night when we're doing this again.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I couldn't show you the upstairs better, but they have a space. Tell them. Okay, so just explain. You got a workshop space.
Yeah. So currently up there's a workshop space for doing framing, that kind of thing. And we're going to kind of open it up. We're going to move the walls away, and we're going to have more of like a classroom vibe up there.
That's great.
/ like lounge area.
So yeah, I want to be able to offer, I'm really passionate about teaching, and so I want to be able to offer a lot of like post-production workshops and stuff up there, and have cool people come into town that have cool things to offer.
You could, using your videos talent, you could make videos of it and then, offer it online.
Yeah, we'll probably.
Oh my God! Now I'm designing his business.
I know.
Like I have so many cool ways. He thinks of all of them. But he humors me and listens to my ideas.
I
nods.
love Karen's ideas.
Yeah, nods, smiles, laughs, and goes, "Yeah, we thought of that already." But he loves me anyway. I love that about him.
So we'll have 1,100 square feet down here, 1,100 square feet up there. Art. We'll probably upstairs do a lot of like the limited edition stuff, a lot of the Lumichrome stuff, framed, limited edition prints. Down here will be mostly canvas, open editions, more affordable pieces.
Right, and merch. Yep.
Whatever we kind of feel like.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, there you have it on the gallery. How about that for a vision? And how about that for timing? Again, the Carmel Gallery is renowned around the world, and Justin and his two partners are going to be stepping right into it, with their own vision, but stepping into this place as it has been. So I'm going to turn this just slightly this way. I don't know, give a little. So here's a question. So how does an up-and-coming photographer artist get their work into a gallery?
Okay, that's a great question.
I think so too.
When I first moved to Tahoe, I had a small portfolio. First, you need a portfolio. I had a small portfolio. It wasn't great, but I went around to literally every gallery. I just walked in the front door with my portfolio, printed out. Hey, I'm Justin. I'm a local photographer. I don't know, do you guys host other artists? Blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Galleries here?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Were there a lot of galleries here?
There was a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
And I went into like some like home decor stores and stuff too. It wasn't just galleries. But, I was just trying to...
Did that work? Did you actually get your work in there?
Yeah. There was 2 places I got my work in.
So home decor?
Yeah, home decor. They're always looking for stuff to put on the walls. And,
okay.
Original local artists, especially in Truckee, Tahoe, everyone's looking for local. But other than that, I think that's the most important thing is just meeting people. It's all about who you know. This whole industry, the video photo industry, would you agree? Is all who you know. It's just all who you know.
All about it.
So be friendly to everybody. Be cautious of what you say online. Like you are your own brand.
Yeah.
So don't get in fights with people online.
Yeah. Don't say shitty things to people. Pardon my language, but seriously, don't be an asshole. Really be not. Besides which, so there's that perspective of the people that you... there we go. The people you meet on the way up are the same ones you're going to be talking to on the way down. Okay? So, and the internet never forgets anything. Anything. Did I say that enough? Anything. So just remember, anything you say in public is forever. So decide who you're going to be, what you stand for, and anybody I know that is worth knowing is a stand for being good to people. So, if you're not that, go away.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
I think it's all about how you market yourself.
Yep.
And you need to have, obviously, you should have really good work.
Yep.
So don't get into it with the vision of getting into these galleries and selling crazy amounts of work. Get into it with the passion of learning and trying to create and become better at your craft. And from that, as long as you're cool and nice to people and interact with people, the success will come.
And also talk a little bit about, there's that conversation about when you do find a place, what your split will be. Because you don't take, I don't know whether to flip the thing around or not. Anyway, there is that thing where you don't necessarily take home the full amount, so you're splitting. I hear 30-70, I hear 60-40, I hear 50-50.
Yeah, it all just depends.
Right.
My first gallery I got in, it was a 50-50. The catch was I had to print the work. So really it was like a 30-70 still, like by the time I paid for the print. Right. It was still like a 30-70. So I think if you're in that like 30-70 and above, you're in a good spot. Yep. Especially if you don't have to do the printing.
Yeah, just work out who's going to handle shipping handling, printing, framing, all that stuff, and make sure that the dollars and cents work for you.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes down to numbers. Somebody else wants to come in the door.
I know.
It's awesome. It's like it's got such great foot traffic. This is the downtown area of Truckee, so there's a ton of foot traffic. So I think it's awesome. Okay.
It's so fun.
So you know what? I'm going to flip this around one more time because I want to have you exit us out today. I want to know if there's any other, like, what do you want to leave people with today?
I want to leave people with the thing that's inspired me the most. And there's a talk on Vimeo from a guy named Gregory Heisner. He is a commercial photographer and really inspiring guy. Look up some of his talks. Mm-hmm. But he said, and this has always stuck with me, shoot what you can't help but shoot. And if you shoot what you can't help but shoot, it'll be your best work and people will connect with it. And because you can't help but shoot it, you're going to just really succeed because you just can't help yourself because you have to shoot it anyways. And eventually you'll get paid to do what you can't help but do. And it just compounds. Be nice to everybody and you'll be successful.
Yep. I love that. I love that so much. And on that note, I want to thank you so much for doing this. My friend Justin Majeczky rocks, and so does his gallery. So we will be back here so you can see it all transformed and new. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Live your dreams, live your purpose. Love you guys, and take care.
Bye.
Bye.
September 15th.
September 15th. Think those good thoughts.
Ish.
I'll be talking about it. Don't worry.